and we are here for the second half of our show. We took a little break, and now we are back. Advice for Life. www.adviceforlife.us is the website, and we are here broadcasting live with Facebook. Thankful for all the viewers and literally viewers that are checking us out as we do this live program. And thank you. I am Greg Harris. This is the Love Doctor, Al Laws, and we are about to get into the second part. Hope that you enjoyed the first part of the show.
Yeah.
And now we are about to get into session number 2. We're talking about passion and process. And so we're going to get right into it. And join us, hang in there with us. Put some comments down there, any questions, anything like that you would like to have for us to check out as we are doing this live, Facebook Live here for Advice for Life. And again, you can check us out every Sunday morning, 9 a.m. on Heaven 600 a.m. if you're in the Baltimore area. If you're not in the Baltimore area, you can catch us on iHeartRadio. Look under Gospel, look under Heaven 600, and you can check us out that way.
Download the app.
Yep. Download the app on your mobile devices, and you can get us on the go. And we could do it like that. Okay? Did you have anything you wanted to say, Al?
Just appreciate you checking in with us. And again, I always encourage people to go back to our podcasts. And that's www.advice4life.us. We have some great stuff on there. Things that you will see. And sometimes we do repeat some of our themes, but I've learned that, by hearing something over and over again, it says, faith comes by hearing, right. And then he repeats again, and hearing by the word of God. So sometimes we have to hear and hear to really get these. Trust me, it's going to help you with your relationships, whether it's your children, relationship with your children, whether it's marriage relationships, whether it's dating relationships. Everything that we share with you are really to help you in your life, in your process and relationship. So, ready for the second half?
Yep. Go. And we are back, and we are in the process of talking about passion and process. And Al, it is being a blessing to everyone out there.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's a blessing because I really think that this is a key to really understanding. That's why I've spent understanding relationship.
Right.
It's a key to understanding relationship. That's why I've spent so many weeks on really talking about the awareness wheel.
Right.
I really think it's a key for people because once you understand the awareness wheel and you're aware of your process,
yes.
Then as we are teaching you the skills, you can apply the skills throughout the journey of the awareness wheel. And so I'm trying to get people attuned to that so that as I'm teaching you the skills, you can apply them properly.
And it reminds, as you were sharing that, it made me think about like the stages of grief. If you understand and are aware of the stages of grief, then you can realize you're like, okay, I'm in that phase.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm in that phase. Okay, I'm in that phase. And when you're aware, then you know. So it's like applying that same thing.
Right.
Okay, I'm frustrated. So my process, I respond like this to that. Okay,
exactly.
I'm angry. I respond like this. When I'm scared, I respond like this to that.
Right.
It's understanding who we are.
Right. So you can both go. You can go backwards and forwards. You can look at your response, which would be your action.
Yep.
Or you go back and look at the thoughts that are the antecedents, the things that happen before you get to that expression of anger.
Yes.
And then you can really go deep and look at your intentions. I mean, what am I really trying to do for myself? What am I really trying to get? I might get angry because I want to be heard. And so really I feel unheard.
Right.
Or I feel discounted or I feel disrespected. And if I don't take myself back and really start looking at my intentions and then let that take me all the way through with examining my thoughts, my feelings, then I will never be able to interpret my behaviors properly.
Right.
And that's the issue, is that sometimes we are ignorant of how to interpret our behaviors.
I like that.
And everything you do, there's a reason behind why you did it.
Right. That's like one of our principles we have, that all intentions are rooted in positive intentions.
Right. Exactly.
All behaviors are rooted in positive intentions.
Well, it has positive intentions as part of its manifestation.
Right.
Yes, absolutely.
Right.
So somebody is always trying to do something for themselves. Somebody is always trying to bring forth something that they need or that they want.
Absolutely.
Right. So we were talking about passion, and we were
Right.
talking about process, and then I brought in practice.
Right.
Because this is what we're talking about. This family strengthening practice, what we're learning here at Advice for Life is really about how you are able to express yourself in a healthy and authentic way. And I talked about before about the importance of taking yourself to a place where you look for peace first.
Yeah,
You look to consider the other person first.
First.
And the scripture that came up for me was in 2 Timothy 2:22. But keep away from youthful passions. That really means immature passions. And pursue righteousness, faithfulness, love, and peace in the company of others who call on the Lord from a pure heart.
Okay.
So, really, if you look at the key words in here, he's saying, don't let yourself be moved by immature passions. Right?
That's a good one. Immature passion.
Right. But you want to pursue these other things: righteousness, faithfulness, love, and peace.
Okay.
So when you get to a place that you're willing to pursue peace above your immature passions,
Okay.
that's when you have peace.
Right.
And
That's
everybody
nice.
says they want to have peace.
Right. That's nice.
Everybody say, I want my household to be peaceful. I just want peace in my... Do you really want
Do you
peace in
really
your
want
life?
peace? All right. Can you pay the price for the peace?
What are you willing to do?
Right.
Because it costs you
Yes.
to have peace.
Yes.
You have to lay some things down and for you to get that peace.
Wow.
So if we go back to the other scripture, I was in James, right?
Right.
In James, this is James chapter 4, and we read this is verse 1. Where do our conflicts and where do our quarrels among you come from?
Right.
Is it not from your passions that battle inside you? So the key is you have to own that the battle starts within you.
Yes. There it is.
But we always are able to recognize the battle that's in somebody else. But we're conflicted. We have battle within inside us. And all we're trying to do is fight our way out of our own battle.
Wow.
And we bring that war, we bring that battle to the other person. And once you learn to say, I'm looking at my process, I am going to be of peace. I'm not going to be of war.
Right.
I'm not going to bring the battle. I'm not going to bring a battle mentality to this conversation or to this relationship. I'm going to focus on some of the basic principles, which we learned from the beginning. I'm going to focus on finding good.
Yes.
And finding strengths.
Right.
Even when I think what that person is giving me is worthless and crazy, I'm going to look for good. I'm going to give them and look for good. I'm going to find the good. Right?
Right.
And then I'm going to do things like show understanding. So even though I may not understand everything that person is giving me, I can certainly relate to them. And the easy way to show understanding is to give an I message, is just say, I can understand how if this had happened to me, or if I had seen it from that perspective, I would feel that way, or I would think the way you're thinking right now.
Right.
So those ways for me to connect, I'm going to start with those things. Right. That's where I'm going to be at. So I'm going to recognize that the battle starts within me. And then the second verse says, you desire and you have not. You murder and envy, and you cannot obtain. You quarrel and fight. You do not have because you do not ask. Right? Yeah. So I'm saying here, you have an opportunity from Advice for Life. Ask. Send some questions in.
Right. Right. You don't have to stay where you are. You don't have to continue to struggle with what you're struggling for. Call in, give us some statements, some scenarios, and you can be assisted.
Absolutely. You have to pursue, as I said in that scripture in Timothy, you have to pursue peace.
Right.
You have to pursue righteousness. You have to pursue love. Like, you have to be committed to recognize that you have to go for it. And when you ask God for something, then be ready for the answer He's about to give you.
Right.
And usually He's always going to make you look at your process. because we are so easy. It's so easy for us to look at what somebody else is doing or what somebody else is not doing or what that other person needs to do.
Right.
But really, it's about what we need to do. I'm always recognizing that we're in this process because we have to learn to appreciate what we have.
I like that. Yeah.
Right. So that's all part of it. So if we appreciate what God is doing, when we ask for something and God gives it to us, appreciate that He gave it to you.
Right.
Stop asking for something else. See, we'll ask God for something. We'll ask for something to happen. We'll ask our significant other to change something or to respond a certain way, and they do that. Then we want something else.
Wow.
We haven't even appreciated what has been given to us. We won't even appreciate the efforts and the energies and the steps because maybe they didn't do it 100% the way we wanted it.
Okay.
See, that's still focused on us.
Right. It sure is.
And you know my saying, my famous saying.
Yeah.
This is my saying. Whatever you don't appreciate, you will eventually violate. So what happens when we are not in a space where we have allowed ourselves to put others before us and see our process and be aware of our process, it's so easy for us to be and walk in a place of non-appreciation. That we don't really appreciate what is before us and what we do have. When I'm thinking about what somebody hasn't done for me, my first gut response is, what have they done?
Okay.
Think about what have they done. Don't focus just on what they haven't done.
Not done. Right.
Because you remember, if you focus on what you have not, then you're a have not.
Right.
If you want to be a person that has this, right? Because you're asking, it says that you don't have it because you won't ask for it. But I'm also adding in that when you ask for it, you have to appreciate it so you can really apply it and recognize that it's there. Right. Because when you don't appreciate it, you don't see that it's there. You don't believe that you have it, but you do have it.
Right.
You just haven't appreciated it
or recognized it.
That's it.
Right.
Because if you don't see it, you don't recognize it. Then you don't appreciate it.
And it goes to the basic things when we talk about counting our blessings. What do we say? We say count your blessings.
Right.
Count them one by one. Count your blessings and see what God has done. Can I get an amen?
Right.
You know.
Right. So then the third verse says, "You ask and do not receive because you ask wrongly."
Wrong, amiss. You ask amiss.
So he's really saying that you're asking wrongly. Not that the way you're asking is wrong. Is that you're still focused on you. You're still focused on self.
Right. Yes.
And you cannot obtain peace if you're always looking at what is it for me? Yeah, what's in it for me? You can't, when you say what's in it for me, if you're always focused on how does this affect me?
Right.
Now, I'm not saying you don't look at how things affect you. I'm not saying you shouldn't be concerned. You should not be concerned about that first.
Right.
That should in
a relationship.
Right. If that's your primary thing, you don't need to be in a relationship.
Right.
But every time you're going to have to be confronted relationship, whether you're at work with a boss or you have family members, or if somebody calls you on the phone to solicit some support from you, you still have to relate to people in some kind of way. Absolutely. And so you always have to put yourself in a posture that you are relating in a way that does not focus on you, but is focused on other people. So he said, in the scripture it says, you do not have because you ask wrongly, so that you can spend it on your own passions. So there it is. We made a full circle around. If you are focused on spending things on your passions, let me give it to you this way. You can expend your relationship equity.
Whoo, I like that. Relationship equity.
You can expend your relationship equity wrapped up on just spending it on yourself. And some of you who are in relationship know, especially in married couples, where one person is spending money on themselves. And every time they turn around, there's something about they're taking money out the bank over and over again. And you're looking at that saying, wait a minute, we're not being frugal. Wait a minute.
Right.
And it starts this conflict, because when you are taking deposits out of your relationship equity, then you're going backwards. You're going down.
I hear
you're
that.
not going forward.
I hear that.
So the Bible is really trying to help us see that we cannot have what we want. We cannot have the peace that we're looking for if we are focused on spending it on ourselves. He says you ask wrongly and you do not receive because you ask wrongly because you want to spend it on your own passions. And when we get to a place that we're able to look honestly at our passions versus our process, we will be at a place that our relationships will improve, become better, and we will always be in a better place when we're able to do that.
Boom.
Clear. So,
Safe.
so that was the first part of, that was our one show. We finished that show. We're going to do a follow-up here because I'm actually not going to be here next Tuesday. So unless you figure out a way I can do it remotely.
No, we got another show.
I know.
Okay.
So, but then I'll be back, and so I think I'm gonna do this series.
Okay.
Actually, I want you to stay. All of you who are here, I'm about to do a series with my wife Aisha. So not next week, but the week after that, and probably during that week, we're going to work it out. Galen, did you show Galen everybody? Show everybody Galen.
Yeah.
Our sound man.
Look at all the hearts. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness! Now look at the hearts.
yes,
We're
yes.
being hearted up.
Yeah, because they want to hear from my wife. That's what.
They're
She's
getting
got,
hearted
she
up.
got a lot of wisdom. My wife is going to come on, and we're going to talk about the relationship between men and women. And the series is going to be what men and how men should be responding in relationship. And she's going to be on the other side, and she's going to be talking about how women should be responding in their relationships. And this is going to be very powerful. We're going to talk about the dynamic of men and women and what responsibility, how they should live up to that responsibility of relationship. You don't want to miss that. I'm telling you, it's going to heal some relationships out there. Give my man Galen, my sound man. The
Sound
G-man.
man. There he is.
Studio G.
Studio G.
He does
There
all
he
that
is.
sound and puts it all together for us.
There
And
he
we
is.
appreciate it. We are going to probably do another show. So those of you who have the time or inclination, please check us out. We're going to probably do another show. We got to look at it. We're going to process it and look at it. So you will see it. It'll post up. If you see the show come, please put it on your wall, repost it. We appreciate your support. We love you. Hope you got something different and it got a deeper understanding of process and passion so that you can practice better in your relationship. Love you. Peace.